As Millie Bobby Brown comes to the end of her Stranger Things story, she's already booked for another great role. Keep watching to find out how she says goodbye and what's next in line for her. The Electric State. Stranger Things made Millie Bobby Brown a breakout star, and yes, she's moving on to more lead roles and onto projects that are already lined up for her. It's a booming season for the actress as she goes from her telekinetic abilities in Stranger Things to even more electrifying states. The Netflix film The Electric State is based on Simon Slenhag's sci-fi illustrative art book and will be directed by the Russo brothers, who are known for directing Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War. The Electric State follows the story of Michelle, who will be portrayed by Millie, and her robot Skip as they drift together across the American West in a serious search for her missing young brother. This film is set in the apocalyptic year of 1997, and it's good news for the fans of Stranger Things as they might be getting another familiar dose of a classical play from their favourite Millie. As Millie evolves from 11, she will play a more significant role in the Electric State, one that will hold fans in shock. Preparations for this film are ongoing as the Russo brothers acquired the adaptation rights back in 2017. Although official full casts are yet to be displayed and filming hasn't begun, it's a nice thing for fans of Millie to see her move up in her career as her Stranger Things phase comes to an end. Star Wars. Isn't it great if this rumor turns out to be true? Millie has all the tools needed for a fight, so the fans think she will fit in well if she eventually joins the Star Wars universe. Disney has been eyeing Millie ever since her Stranger Things performance heightened, and sources say that they're currently talking and negotiating. After Millie had a chat with the Disney executives, they became certain that a young actress like her would fit in and appeal to a younger audience if she eventually joined the Star Wars franchise. Millie wants to play a major role in a Star Wars film or a major feature film in a new Disney Plus TV series, and here's the crazy part. Her first feature could earn her up to $12.6 million. It's still unclear though if this contract will pull through considering the many projects she has lined up for her, but then she's 11 at the same time. She makes things happen. The Girl I've Been. It's a Netflix period for Millie as she continues to bag even more film leading roles that sees her take off successfully from her popular role in Stranger Things to a booming career. In Tess Sharp's upcoming Netflix film The Girl I've Been, the fans of Stranger Things will get to see Eleven transcend into Nora O'Malley as the main lead of the show. Although this film is still many months away from shooting, it's promised to see how successful Millie becomes as she says goodbye to Stranger Things. Millie would play a bisexual who wore many masks to conceal her true identity as she followed in the footsteps of her mother, who was a con artist, and preyed on vulnerable and dangerous men for a living. By watching how her mother does things, she managed to learn a great deal that would later help her in developing the necessary survival skills that would help save herself and her friends from a dangerous situation. This awesome project has entered into the pre-production stage since 2020, but has yet to start filming for many reasons. One of which, the biggest, is Millie's busy schedule as she was busy on set for Stranger Things 4. Millie can't wait to say her goodbyes to Stranger Things since she started in 2016 and grew up right on the same set to take other chances and eventually star in The Girl I've Been as Nora. Eleven's End. The fan favourite Eleven is coming to the end of her character arc as Netflix concludes Stranger Things in Season 5. These speculations that have been raised by fans of her possible demise in Season 5 of the show have also been stylishly affirmed by the Duffer Brothers and Millie Bobby Brown, who's playing Eleven. For Millie, it's about getting the show creators to get rid of as many characters as possible, and she doesn't mind if her character gets taken off. In fact, she dared the Duffer Brothers to cause a massacre that'll bring her character to its end, as she jokingly called the pair the two sensitive Sallys. Maybe Millie is just voicing out what she already knows and hinting at a possible painful departure for her character. Millie also mentioned her concerns about freely talking about how she thinks the series should go when she said, "I'm scared to vocalize anything that I want because it always turns into Millie Bobby Brown demands this storyline. I'm just going to say I trust the Duffer Brothers and their creative process." However, the Duffer Brothers had it in mind from the beginning to let go of Eleven before the show became popular and fans wanted more. By the time the show became famous, there was no way it could have survived without Eleven. The Duffer Brothers, in a lengthy explanation, said Eleven was going to sacrifice herself to save the day. That was always the end game, but once we realised that the show was potentially going to go on longer than one season, we needed to leave it more up in the air because deep down we knew the show just wouldn't really work without Eleven. But now that the show is coming to an end, the Duffer Brothers would have to revert back to the first plan to erase Eleven. After all, she wants the same thing as well. Damsel in distress. Millie wasn't just dealing with Vecna as Eleven on the set of Stranger Things, she was also dealing with time management and multitasking, as she was also on the set of other films, in which one of them, Damsel, started filming earlier in 2022. The filming of the show is still ongoing and is set to be released in 2023. As fans anticipate Millie's exit from the popular Stranger Things set, they'd get to see her as Elodie in the fantasy film Damsel, as she's deceived and lied about marrying a prince and living happily ever after, while the plan was to have her sacrificed to a dragon after marrying her off. It'll be interesting to see how Millie handles the battle with the dragon for her escape. After all, it appears to be a minor task in comparison to what the fans have seen her accomplish in Stranger Things. Enola Holmes' comeback. The Nancy Springer book series was first adapted into the first Enola Holmes film, which came out in 2020, and now a sequel is in view. The story follows Sherlock Holmes' sister, Enola, who shares her brother's instincts for playing perfectly at being a detective, as she takes on the case of a missing girl. From Eleven to Enola, Millie can be everything, and that's such a wonder to look at. While Millie was filming the blockbuster Stranger Things 4, she was also in line to save her society by taking on difficult cases in Enola Holmes 2. Getting to see Millie back as Enola Holmes is a blessing, as the fans will always remember how she likes to save the world and how she's good at it. Although little is known about the plot to this sequel or what case Millie will take on next, it is a relief that there will be no Vecna and Demogorgon. And also, Nancy Springer's series currently has 7 books, and if Netflix keeps adapting every one of the books and Millie keeps getting a feature, it's best to guess the fans won't miss her much as she departs from Stranger Things. The thing about Jellyfish. Millie has so many continuous leading roles waiting for her, and for her alone thanks to Stranger Things. The Thing About Jellyfish is another Netflix film and project coming up for Millie, as she will be playing the lead character Susie Swanson. Unlike the battles of the Upside Down, Millie is going to be having a thing with the underwater instead, as she's convinced a jellyfish sting caused her friend's demise and is set to prove her theory right. The film is a coming of age that would have Millie deal with the usual school popularity and friendship. Millie won't have a hard time nailing this, as the fans know how she deals with friendships in Stranger Things. It's Will's time. In Stranger Things 5, Millie would possibly be taking the passenger's seat, as she'd watch her colleague Noah Schnapp take the lead role as Will in dealing with the Upside Down. Although Eleven's character has been the one carrying the show, many fans could see how Eleven was the source of Vecna's gate to go to the Upside Down in Season 4, which spelled doom for Hawkins. For the gates to close, Eleven might have to go with it. While it's unclear what the connection Will has with Vecna in the show, the Duffer Brothers have made it known that he'd be the main character of the season, which will limit Eleven's appearances in Season 5. Yeah, she could sacrifice herself to save Hawkins, but then the fans might not get the chance to see more of her. She'd definitely take the blame for what happened to Max if Vecna wasn't stopped, and might disappear with him into the Upside Down to end everything. And possibly she gets the chance to explore her numerous projects lining up for her as Stranger Things comes to a wrap and the character Eleven goes down with it. What do you think about Millie's future as an actress? Share your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching. Bye!